Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Auto Alfred video. Now today, as you can see, I told you about the big filming day for the past few videos, and here's another example. I've just finished filming the Mercedes Monza comparison. If you haven't seen that, please make sure you do. There's a link in the top right where you can just easily have a look at it. So, today, well, as the title suggests, we are going to be comparing the 2019 Mercedes with this year's Racing Point. Or, I say this year's, it's actually 2021 now, it's last year's. I should get used to this, come on, second month already. Anyway, I'm just going to load my Japan setup. We're going to be comparing the two cars at this track. This is what my setup looks like on F1 2020 for this track. If you want, you can note it down, but you don't have to. Anyway, let's just get this underway, shall we? Go to track. I'm just going to show you first of all the practice lap for both of the cars. So here's the first one for the Racing Point. So out of the final corner, you may notice that there's no hump. More on that later. And well, starting the lap. I'm not going to be faster than my personal best because that was set by the 2020 Mercedes car, but I'll just push as hard as I can I'll just show you my best lap in a side-by-side comparison with the other car later on in the video. But otherwise, here's my first practice lap in the Racing Point. Now I'm going through. I don't know Suzuka that well, so I will not know the turn numbers. So going into the hairpin, I'm just going to call and trying to get a good exit, but completely ruined it with the wheel spin. But anyway, we're now heading into Spoon. I know that much. It's called Spoon, this corner, and trying to get a good exit, run as wide as I can, but not too much. And anyway, we're now coming to the end of the second sector, 1.5 seconds down, now heading through 130R, taking the eSports line, just taking it as short as possible basically, and now through the final chicane, and across the line we go, 1.6 seconds slower than the Merc from 2020. So now I'm going to head on to F1 2019, show you my practice lap there, and oh no, there's the glitch again, the unread message that keeps appearing. You can see that all the time on a lot of my F1 2019 career mode episodes. So if you want to see that series, click on the pop-out banner in the top right. But anyway, here's my 2019 F1 Suzuka setup. Here's a highlight from one of my practice laps. Look at this. Look how graceful that drift was at turn 2. Anyway, let's just get this lap started. I didn't manage to record the first couple of laps, so we're heading on to just the fourth practice lap. I think it was my second fastest, to tell you the truth, but anyway. Heading on into turn 1, bit of understeer through turn 2, but by no means terrible. Now heading into the Suzuka S's, 5th gear through here, it always will be. You can change to 4th for this part here, because it is slightly tighter, but anyway, using a lot of curb on the exit, don't usually use that much for 2020, but seems like it helps here. Goodbye at 100 meter board. And there we go, RIP to that braking board, but anyway, we're now heading into the hairpin. I didn't actually manage to get into 7th gear, seems like the straight line speed wasn't as good. Obviously, the 2020 Racing Point, it had the 2020 Mercedes powertrain. Obviously, it's a rule, they must have the latest powertrains if they bought it. So anyway, heading through Spoon, to get a good exit on to the end of the second sector. We're now heading into 130R, once again taking the esports line. It's the fastest way around, and now into the final chicane. I've knocked over one of the cones. Anyway, and here we go. Open the DRS and across the line. So now let's see in a side-by-side comparison my fastest laps between the two cars. So here we go. Heading out of the final chicane, I forgot to tell you as well, on F1 2019 there was a hump which you had to deal with. It could unsettle the car quite a lot, so that may be a reason why it could be slower than the 2020 Racing Point, because there was no hump in this year's game, last year's game. Gosh, get it together, man. Anyway, as you can see straight away, the Racing Point ahead. I didn't actually use I didn't actually use fourth gear for the second part of the S's out of then. But anyway, we're now heading through this sort of right-hander bit, heading onto the hairpin now. Racing Point already going round, now the 2019 Merc is. But anyway, we're now on the run down to Spoon, and once again 7th gear for the Mercedes, 8th gear for the Racing Point, because Mercedes didn't have as good a powertrain as they did that year, obviously. But anyway, now coming towards the second sector. Second sector times are now on the screen, and now already going through 130R, you can see the difference. Merc was a bit unstable for some reason, but anyway, around the final corner, and Racing Point's quite far ahead already, and there you go. Hump really unsettled the Mercedes there. But anyway, there you go. Overall lap time is now on the screen, and yeah, a bigger difference than I thought it would be. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a like. Also, let me know about your reactions in the comments below. It certainly surprised me a little bit. But anyway, click on the video windows if you want to watch more, and subscribe. So I'll see you next time for another video very soon.